Hello everyone, my name is Muhammad Abadi. In this opportunity, I will make a video. I will make a learning video that will discuss about some lessons in phonology. If you are the student of English, I'm sure you know what is phonology. In phonology, there is a lesson called assimilation. So if you want to know more about assimilation in phonology, let's watch my video because in next slide I will explain you what is assimilation. Let's go. So what exactly is assimilation? Assimilation is a process in which one sound becomes more similar to a neighboring sound. Why this happened? It's because our brain and speech organs make speaking as easy, as efficient, and as possible. We may say the word input. We probably say input. But in slowly, we will say input. Why is it happens? Because voice is closer to the word of to the voice of so it is the reason why the word of input become input if we say it faster. It's not only happens in English language, but it's also occur in another languages. It's like in Indonesians or even in another country. And remember, is it called as assimilation in phonology? So let's watch this example.
9 out of 10 people want to die at home. 10 people.
Even if it was 10 people in your organization, 10 people.
So that is a little example I have given to you. This video is not an in-depth types, but there is explanation about assimilation after this. So assimilation, there are about 3 types of assimilation that I will explain in this video. Actually more than 3 types, but in this video I will explain you the 3 types of assimilation because it is the types that always occur in English. So let's watch the video. How do you pronounce the voice is in the types of the word? This one is caps and this one is cabs. In English, we say it as progressive assimilation, in which a preceding sounds affects the following sounds. In the word caps, the preceding sounds p is voiceless sound. The following should be a voiceless sound too, which is s. In the word cabs, the preceding sound b is the voice sound. To the following sound should be a voice sound too, which is. So it's caps and cabs. So let's this video.
Caps. The preceding sound p is a voiceless sound. So the following sound should be a voiceless sound too, which is s. In the word cabs, the preceding sound b is a voice sound. So the following sound should be a voice sound too, which is z. So it's caps and cabs.
Next is reciprocal assimilation. This happens when 2 sounds influence each other. I'll give you an example, don't you, which often sounds like don't you, in fast speech. The t and j blend to form voice of j. So let's watch this example.
Let's look at these two words, don't and you. In connected speech, you would say don't you. So the sound t combines with the sound y to make the sound ch. And you get don't you.
Aggressive assimilation refers to a phonological rule in which following sounds affects a preceding sounds. For example, can, be. The following sounds b affects the preceding sounds na, so it becomes ma. Can be. Next, can, go. The following sounds g affects the preceding sounds na, so becomes ng. Can go. Okay, before I continue this discussion, I'll give you example. I will use 10 people as example of this video. Generally, we will say if we read the text of 10 people, the writing is 10 and people. But if we say it quickly, we will say it as 10 people. 10 people. We will not say 10 people, but we will say 10 people. So all that I have explained just now certainly will make you a bit more understand than before about what is assimilation. So for every explanation that I have given in this video, I hope you can take the benefits of my explanation, because assimilation is very important for us. Rather we want to know more about that or not, but we couldn't move from using, or we couldn't run away from using assimilation. For example, we will say don't you. In the word of don't you, it's also is a part of assimilation. So later if your friend asks about what is it called in phonology, so you can answer it, it is assimilation. So you get the benefit of my explanation just now, right? So you need to study more about assimilation, rather watching my video or watching another video about assimilation. In the word of don't you, I give the example just now. Why is it called assimilation? Because don't you, the word of teeth, is more similar with the word of you, the first word of you. Why? The word of why. Don't you. So why? It is the reason why the native speaker, when they are speaking or when they are talking about something with their friend, they will say don't you, don't you. They seldom I listen native speaker say don't you, but generally I listen don't you. It is the first example of don't you. That is the example of assimilation that generally always found in our daily activity or even in our environment when other people are talking about something. So go to the next example. Okay, now we will move to the next example. The next example is nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. Now, the word of nice to meet you is also part of assimilation. Maybe you ask me, why it is part of assimilation? Yeah, I always listen people say nice to meet you. They do not say nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. Seldom I listen it. So why I say nice to meet you is assimilation, because the last word of meet is T, and the word of T is blind with the word of you. In the word of you, the first word of you, I mean. So nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. It is the reason why I say it is the example of assimilation. Okay, next is where generally we found assimilation. Okay, I will explain about that. Assimilation is a common phonological process that occurs in various contexts, primarily in spoken language. And here are some typical places you can find assimilation. First, casual. Yes, assimilation often happens when people speak quickly or primarily. This is because fast speech prioritizes efficiency over quality. For example, don't you become don't you. Don't you become don't you. Second, connected speech. Assimilation appears when words are spoken together in one sound lines with neighboring sound at word boundary. For example, Green Park. Green Park become Green Park. Green Park become Green Park. Third, English learning and dialects. In certain accents or dialects, assimilation can be more prominent as part of regional pronunciation style. For example, American English. Input become input. In British English, handbag become handbag. In American English, input become input, and in British, in American I mean, handbag become handbag. For morphological or grammatical context, assimilation occurs when adding grammatical morphemes like plural or past tense markers. For example, in English plural, cat, 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 dog, dogs, dogs, dogs. The fifth, historical language change. Assimilation has played a significant role in how language evolved over time, changing the pronunciation or spelling of words. For example, assimilar. In assimilar became assimilar. In Old English, hound. In Modern English, hound. 6. Broad word or loan word. When words from one language are brought into another, assimilation can occur to make them fit the phonological role of the borrowing language. For example, in French, genre. In genre. 7. Everyday communication. Assimilation naturally happens in everyday conversation. Often unconsciously, speakers aims for smoother speech. For example, common phrases: in my become in my, in my become in my, and this shop become this shop. Okay everyone, thank you for your watching my video. I hope all you have watched in this video will give you more experience and more knowledge. I hope it will be useful for you, and also it will be useful for me. So thank you very much for following my video. If I have many mistakes in my speaking or even in my behavior, I say sorry so much. Thank you.